Today I have a little soapbox moment that I want to discuss in this video because I've heard people say something about art that kind of just like, I don't know, is wrong. So in this video, we're going to talk about how art helps people and why that's important. While we talk, I'm going to be painting this little sketch right here. I'll probably only get it about as far as this one, so it's kind of the first layer. If you want to see the finished art, make sure to sign up below for my newsletter. You'll get a free ebook and you'll also get updates when I have new art coming out. Okay, this little rant, if you will, has come about because every once in a while I hear people say something about art that just like isn't quite right. And it bothers me. I have a story. This happened, I think it was the 2019 season of the Great British Baking Show. I was watching it, as one does, because the Great British Baking Show is awesome. And it was the last episode where you have the 3 contestants that are left. And they're interviewing their families and talking about their hobbies and their jobs and how great it is that they made it to the last episode. And in this one,
he was doing art and design for a year, and he decided he didn't want to go into that world, and he turned to nursing.
He would rather do something and make a difference to people's lives.
The thing that bothered me was that her statement implied that art doesn't help people, and that's why he picked something else. And that's completely wrong. Art does help people, and there's lots of reasons to not pick it as a career, but having it being helpful to people or not is not one of the reasons. But the thing is like this wasn't the end of the story, because I was like, how annoying that someone would say that. I'm miffed. I'm going to go online and rant about it. So here I am. No, at the time I went to a Facebook group that I was in that was full of artists. And I was like, hey guys, can you believe that this person said this on the Great British Baking Show? Because that was kind of annoying. And there were people in the group, artists, who were like, well, art doesn't really help people. I don't even know why I do it, which is very odd to me. Like, I don't quite understand why they believed that. Like, why did they believe that art didn't help people? And it could just be kind of this societal idea that like art and entertainment is kind of frivolous. And if you want to go into that type of career, you're a frivolous person, I guess. I don't know. It bothered me even more that there were artists out there in the world that didn't believe that art helped people, because it does. I am going to give you 3 examples of how art has helped me and prove to you, just in case you're on the fence or you've never heard this idea before, that art helps people. And then I would also love if you have an experience similar to the ones I tell you about art helping you or someone that you know, go ahead and mention it in the comments, because I think this is an important topic. I think sometimes the arts get shoved aside because of this sort of wrong idea, but we need good art. And I don't know, if people aren't believing that it's important, then it's going to be really hard to have that be a part of our society. Okay, first example. Well, I picked 3. They are 3 different types of art, if you will. The first one is a TV show. The second one is a book. And the third one is a painting. Okay, so TV show. My favorite TV show of all time is Monk. It's funny. It's a little bit lighthearted, but also says something important, I think. And I generally like murder mysteries. I've watched almost all seasons of Midsummer Murders because, of course, and I just like murder mysteries, but I like Monk the best. And when I was thinking about this video, I started to wonder, what is it about Monk that makes it my favorite? Why not Columbo? Columbo's great. Why is that not my favorite? And this is the conclusion that I came to, and it was that the whole premise of the series is that life is scary, that Monk is scared of life, but he gets out in the world and he does the things anyway, even though he's scared. And I think that for me, that resonates Like, I think it was subconscious until I started thinking about why. Because I get scared and don't want to go out and do things. And it's easier to just stay inside my house and paint and not go out. But you watch Monk do it. He's scareder of everything than I am. And he does it anyway. And he has people to help him. And he navigates life. And he does good with his talents and abilities, which is also really important. And I love that. I think that's what it is about that show that just makes it more favorite than the others. I never thought about this until this video. But I think probably there's a part of me that is braver because I've watched Monk. I hope that makes sense. Okay, that's the first example. The second example. This happened to me probably like 14 or 15 years ago. I was trying to make a really big decision in my life and kind of hesitating about what to do. And I was reading this book, and it's a middle grade novel about a girl that I think what happens is she finds some dragon eggs and they hatch, and then she has to bond with the dragon to be great dragon rider or something. But I don't remember what the book is. I remember the cover had a girl on a flying dragon, and it was around 2009, 2008. So yeah, that's all I got. But I remember in the story, she had to figure out how to like bond with the dragon, and then, you know, her and the dragon together would go out and do good. Like, I think maybe the kingdom she lived in was in trouble. I don't remember. It's so long ago. But I do remember this one scene because I was reading it. And what happened is the main character had to decide what she was trying to figure out how to like bond with this dragon so she could ride it successfully, and was having a hard time until she finally was like, I have to emotionally go all in with the dragon, like give it my all to be effective. And then that's what she did. And then it worked, and things got better because of it. So I was reading this and I was like, oh, this is the answer to my problem. The thing that I was hesitating is because I was scared to emotionally go all in this like actual real life decision. And so I read the book, I read her experience, and I was like, that's it. That's what I need. And so I did it. I made the decision, like went forward with this thing that I was hesitating, and it was a good decision for my life. Okay, that was the second example. Third example is an actual painting. And this painting is by James McNeill Whistler. And what happened was when I was in high school, I kind of went on this kick of like studying about artists. It was really interesting to me, and Whistler was one of them. I would go to the library and check out all these books, you know, artists, whatever they had, because this was like the 90s and the internet was not what it is today. And I was reading about Whistler, and I came across this painting, and this one is Symphony in White, number 2. There are 3 of them. This was the second one, The Little White Girl. And I just saw this painting, and it hit me emotionally in a way that I can't actually describe. But I think most people have had this experience. A lot of people have this experience with music where they're like in high school and they hear a song and it's the song that changes them, or you see a movie and you come out of it changed in some way that you can't describe. So that's what happened to me when I saw this painting. I just saw it and I wanted to paint a painting like that, or I wanted to be the character in the painting. It has this sort of melancholy mood, and the colors are really subtle, but it all just added up to this like emotional moment that changed me, and I guess like made me want to strive for something better or bigger than myself. And if that's not helpful, I don't really know what is. Like, what could be better than that? So that is my third example. And it's maybe not quite as flashy as the first two, just because it's harder to explain. Like, I can't really say after that I went off into the world and became a whole new person. That's kind of what happened, but it was subtle and more, I don't know, interior, more of an interior change than an exterior one. But it's still a true thing that happened. So that's the third example. Okay, those are my three examples. Lastly, there's something else that's really important that I want to say, because I think maybe the artists in the Facebook group, it's possible that no one ever said this to them, and that's why they were arguing with me about whether or not art helps people. If you're an artist and you're making art and you're thinking, that's all well and good that like TV shows help people or novels help people or famous paintings from the past help people, but I'm an artist and that's not me. Like, I'm not going to write a book. I'm not going to work on a TV show. I want to make art and, I don't know, have a life, raise my kids, have a job, whatever. But the thing about art is the first person to see the art, to interact with the art, is the artist. And the artist, which is you, if you're making art, is a person. You're a person. Making art helps you, the person making it. Even if like you're working on studies in your sketchbook that no one's ever going to see, or you're painting something that's only going to go on your living room wall, or you're making a quilt that, no one else will use but you or your family. You count as a person. Your family counts. Those things are helpful. And so as an artist, doing that work, like showing up and just trying something, is important. It's going to help you in your real life. It's going to help you be, braver, like how Monk helped me. But just making the art is going to help. And maybe that's what making art will be for you for your whole life. Maybe not. Maybe just for the next 5 years as you get better, that's what it will be. But that still counts, because you're a person and you need to do things that help you. And art is one of those things. If you thought of any experiences while I was talking where art helped you, I want to hear them. Like, post them in the comments. I can read them. Everyone else can read them. And we'll just like know even more in our little souls that art is so great and it helps people. And secondly, this is how far I got on a little sketch. So if you want to see the end goal, go ahead and sign up for the newsletter below. You'll get a free ebook when you sign up, and you'll get other art updates and important updates of things that I'm working on and doing. I hope you have a great day going around enjoying all the cool art in the world and being helped by it.